been hearing that tune for a little while. Let's get right into breaking it down. I'm going to move the screen so that everything is... Oh, but very quick thing to show you. This is my first Martin guitar. It is totally American made of solid East Indian rosewood, and it smells delightful. This is what you get into when you really get serious about playing guitar. Anyway, it has a very nice sound, and yeah, I just wanted to share that quick thing with you. All right, here we go. I'm going to lower my screen here, and this is what we're going to do. We're going to take this in parts, because what you're looking at is playing a piece with multiple parts. All right, the only shape that we are concerned with is what is called a G7 shape in the first position. Again, that is a G7 shape in the first position. Let's look at our fingers here, okay? Our first finger, number 1, is going to fret the top E string, first fret. That is your F. What you're going to do from there, I'm just going to play that again so you get that note. What you're going to do from there is you're going to take your third finger and you're going to reach all the way up top. Look at my finger, look at my finger. Right there. The G. The G is going to be sounded if you take your third finger and fret at the low E string, third fret. So again, F, take your first finger, fret the high E string at the first fret. There's your F. Take your third finger, stretch it up to the bottom E string, third fret. That's your G. So what you're going to do is, if you have a metronome, good. If you don't, just count it off. We're not worried about rhythm. What we are worried about doing is getting our right hand to pluck or grab 2 different strings at the same time. The 2 strings that you're going to grab are the low E string that's playing the G, and the high E string that's playing the F. What I do is I use on my right hand, I know this is a weird angle, I'm going to turn this back up real quick. On my right hand, I use my third finger to pluck the high E string, which is the F, and I use my thumb to pluck the bottom E string, which is that low G. So here we go back to this, and I'm gonna move it over a little bit so we can catch both. Okay, so here they are, and all you're gonna do is this. You're gonna count yourself: 1, 2, 3, 4. Pluck, 2, 3, 4. Pluck, 2, 3, 4. Boom, 2, 3, 4. Pluck, 2, 3, 4. Again, if you encounter any dead notes, adjust yourself. Play the notes individually. There's my F. There's my G. Listen to them again. And then go back. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Good. Okay, so that's the first part. That's the first part of the practice routine when it comes to this tune. And the reason that I want you to do that slowly is because you are making a big stretch here, and I want your fingers to get comfortable because the entire song, and there's a video of Mississippi John playing it on the website, the entire song is out of this shape. Your hands don't move. This whole thing you see, my hands did not move. The only thing that was moving was my pinky and my forefinger, and that's just to get the melody notes. But we're not gonna get into the melody quite yet. So you're doing this. 2, 3, 4. Good. You're doing this. Is getting comfortable. Now you see this pinky that's hanging out right over here. I want you to fret without taking any fingers off the fretboard. I want you to put your pinky on the 3rd fret high E string. That's going to give you a G. And you're going to do the same thing. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Good. Then you can start doing this. We're going to start with the F. So we're going to take our pinky off. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Good. So we're building. We haven't put in the alternating bass yet, but this is what I want your hand to get used to doing. Okay. Now, this is 8 minutes. Yes, this video takes a little bit of time, but no worry. Here is the last piece. You practice that movement and that shape just the way that I told you to do it. Do it for 20 minutes each day. Listen to the video on the blog of him playing the tune, so you just keep ingraining and reinforcing that melody until you can hum it. Da 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 da. Okay, so that's that syncopated melody. Don't worry if you don't know what syncopation means. Very quickly, syncopation means to play one part of a song in one rhythm and playing another part of the song in another rhythm. We're going to get into that. But the next part, this is what makes the magic happen. This is what gets that hypnotic thing, is this. Now, you can't see my hands right now. That's an alternating bass. The trick to fingerstyle is being able to have your thumb do one thing by itself and your fingers do another thing by itself. Okay, so let's take a look. You are going to practice these things separately. And the more you practice them, the more you're going to try to combine the two of them. So, you're hanging out, you're watching TV, you're doing whatever. Again, this is the movement, and I'm going to get real close up. I'm not going to put my hands on the fretboard yet. Watch my thumb. This, when I play the right notes, this is all my thumb is doing throughout the entire song. It's alternating between the bottom E and the D. Bottom E and the D. Now, I'm going to back it up here, and I'm going to show you that. And this is the way you practice this. You get your shape, get that F, put your G, and then all you do is just this is all I want you to worry about. Just get comfortable. Now you heard I just plucked that F note. you're gonna want your other fingers are gonna want to start joining in, but and I know I'm doing it pretty quickly right now, but you got to do it and mess with it at your own speed. You know, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now, there's two things about alternating thumb playing. If you get that groove, it's the most hypnotic and pleasing thing in the world to play because it's solid. You could do whatever you want against it. I mean, this sounds good because that groove is steady. It moves for nothing. It's just 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so the thumb of the right hand, we're doing a lot with the right hand. Okay, so then I'm throwing a lot at you. The thumb tends to be a very rebellious digit. It does not want to fall in line. So you be prepared to be doing this a lot. And especially when you're going to try to even pluck that first note, even though you got your finger down on it, you might do something like it'll feel like you're trying to walk on a curb, and keep your balance. It's going to happen that way, but rest assured, you keep doing it, your fingers will find the rhythm. That's why you got to keep listening to the recording, keep practicing, keep coming back to the guitar every day, and keep playing. They are all separate parts, but they will gel together. And the second thing is that if your ear is listening closely, you'll notice that my alternating bass does not sound like this. The notes are ringing a little too much. What I'm doing is I'm resting the heel of my palm, my right hand, on the bridge to get this kind of a sound. Versus this. You don't want to have so much ringing. You want it to be what's called muted. If you look, the heel of my right hand rests on the bridge. So if I play this note, that's muffled. That's what I want. That's characteristic of this style. You go back to your shape. Again, check your notes. Always check your notes. Okay? Once you have that, start practicing it this way, letting the notes ring out. And when you get yourself pretty familiar with that, see if you could drop your hand a little bit. You're going to have to play with it and listen to it muffled. Okay. So I played a little bit for you there, but that's what we're going to go over, all right? So what did we go over, just to recap, okay? We went over the G7 shape. We are only involving two fingers, our first and our third of our left hand. Our first finger is going to fret at the high E string, playing that F note, high F, and our third finger is going to play that low G. So that's our shape. We practice plucking those strings by themselves to get comfortable with the shape. Once we accomplish that, we can start to alternate our pinky on and off at the third fret to go from G to F. A la always with that G. Okay, and lastly, we talked about alternating thumb groove. The groove being 1 2 1 2 bum 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 dun 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 dun. We talked about practicing that without resting your hand on the bridge of the guitar, because that last piece is it's what you want, but you're gonna have to get your thumb just used to doing this. So it's gonna ring out, and that's fine. And then slowly bring your palm a little closer and get a muffled sound. It should sound like boom chick boom chick boom chick boom chick boom chick boom chick. Okay, so those are the three things that we practiced. Those are the fundamental elements to the Spike Driver Blues tune and to this style. This style can be used not only on this song, it lends itself to a whole world of music. And the coolest thing about this style, and I'll leave you with this, is that when you learn how to play this style well, you are completely independent of the band behind you. You wouldn't need a bass player because you're holding it down. And the melody is what you can do with your other fingers and voice it. Never gets old. Okay. So that's everything. Take your time with this video. This is almost an 18-minute video. So, well, the tune deserved that much treatment, and there's still a lot to go. But work with this, and you'll have a lot of fun. I won't see you this Saturday. I will be in Tennessee, but I look forward to seeing you soon. Also, practice your other chords. Practice your C, your G, D, E, A, your E minor, and now your G7. Just the way we did it, just 2 notes. You can also strum that through and get the whole chord. And that's a very nice chord. Okay, that's quite a lot of material. All right, enjoy. Yeah, enjoy. All right, I'll see you soon. Have a good night.